Welcome to Product Development Training. My name is Mike Turner, and I'm the president of Columbus Phoenix City Inventors Association. We are an association that helps individuals become successful by helping them develop their products. We help them develop a logo, conduct a trademark search, finding a provisional patent, and copyright patents. In this training session, we will cover 4 sections: practice a script, know your numbers, how much are you asking for, and what is your personality traits. Practicing your script. When talking to an investor, a banker, or someone that will provide funds for your product, it's important to know what to say, how to say it, and most importantly, your goal is to try to get them to fund your project. Now, if your script is not right, the first time it's not going to go well. When you make that first call, it's not going to be a decision maker. It will either be a customer service person, sales agent, or anybody else that is not the decision maker. You have to practice the script and then role play it with someone you know that will help you get it correct. That person on the phone will be asking you questions, and you need to know how to respond to them. Your goal is to get the right person's contact information or have them transfer you to that person right away. The script will help you do that. Know your numbers. To determine the size of your market and that people will buy your product, you need to know how large it is. Knowing this will determine how profitable it will be for you. There are ways to find this information out. As a current or future member, we will show you where to go to get it. And if you're doing a prototype, you need to know the cost of materials or parts. If you're going to have the prototype done by an outside company, you need to know what it's going to cost you, and you're able to get a free quote. Our resources will provide you a name of a company that will provide a free quote to produce what it is and also determine your markup once you try to sell the product. For example, if your total cost is $1, then you have to mark it up in order to make a profit. Depending on the industry your product will fall into, will determine how much to mark it up. That becomes your sale price. Your market percentage will be the difference between your total cost to make the product minus the sale price. It will determine your margin percentage. That's more to it. There's more to it than that, but we will discuss in more detail on our one-on-one phone call. How much are you asking? Once you have determined all of your costs, such as the manufacturing cost, materials cost, marketing cost, individual payroll costs, and it may include a salary that will be included, and of course rent, etc. Then you'll have an idea on what to ask for. It's important to know how large your market is. Is it large enough to make a decent profit? If you have a niche market, will they buy your product? Have you conducted a survey? The survey is important because it will look at what the potential type of customer that will buy your product. We will teach you the right questions to ask without telling them what you have. So who is your competitor? Are they selling something similar to yours? And you need to know this. That's going to be very important on the success of your product. When talking to investors, bankers, or anyone that will help finance your product, how are you going to respond to their questions? If they say no, I'm not interested, then what would be your response? Will you take it to heart, feel rejected, angry, or respond in several positive ways to keep the conversation going? Use their reasoning or their responses to prepare you for your next call.
How to determine if your business plan will be profitable. Only the foolhardy and reckless forego ahead with a business idea before estimating if it will really be profitable. Once you have looked at all the details involved in implementing your business idea, you need to do an estimate of your break-even point and return on the investment, the ROI. The breakdown point tells you how much income you need to cover your expenses, while the ROI can give you an estimate on the actual profits you can expect to make from all of the money and time you are investing. Step 1. Estimate your costs. Start by estimating all of the costs that will be involved in your business. These can be broken down into both fixed and variable costs. Some costs may be spread across more than one project, in which case you can either divide the total cost by the number of projects you have or ignore them, since you have those costs in your business whether you implement your idea or not. Fixed costs are those expenses that you have on a regular basis, whether weekly, monthly, or yearly. This might include your autoresponder, your virtual assistant, salaries, memberships to online forums or marketing tools, and your domain and hosting services. Variable costs are expenses that are one-off or only occur periodically. Examples include the price you pay to have a product written, a budget for purchasing PLR, or the amount you will pay to a graphic designer for headers and ebook covers. Step 2. Estimate your revenue. There are different types of revenue or cash you can estimate will come to your bank accounts. This includes any income you have been getting in the past and expect to continue receiving, as well as how much that income might increase. Obviously, any increases in income will depend on additional marketing you are doing or changes you expect from the market. For example, if you are planning some new joint ventures for one of your existing ebooks, you'll have to estimate how much income you expect to receive from those partnerships. The other revenue to estimate is the amount you'll earn from new business ideas. This is the most difficult and will be very rough guess if you don't have any historical examples to base it on. You can gather information from people that have done these types of ventures before as a starting point. You can also look at the estimated size of your market and the average conversion rate for your business model. For example, affiliate marketing usually has a conversion rate of 0.5% to 1%. If your competition is weak and you think you can get X number of visitors to your sales page, then you would calculate that you could receive the commission on your product times the number of visitors times your conversion rate. If you think you can get a higher conversion rate, the number goes up. It's difficult to do, but this kind of estimate can tell you whether it's worth putting in your time and money to get that number of visitors. Step 3. Estimate your own time investment. How many hours a day or week do you think you will have to spend on your business? For past projects, you can look at how much time you've put in compared to the profit you've made. This shows you exactly what your return was for your time. For future projects, look at how much time you think you'll have to spend each month. You can calculate your time as an actual expense if you want to put a specific number value on your time. For example, do you value your time at $50 per hour? Is that how much you have earned per hour from your past projects? If so, then multiply that number times the number of hours you expect to put into your new project and add that to your total expenses. Step 4. Calculate your break-even point and ROI. The final step in figuring out whether your business will be profitable is to compare your estimated revenue and expenses. This is just the simple math of subtracting expenses from income. Look at your expenses each month compared to what you expect the income to be each month. How many weeks or months will it take for your revenue to cover your expenses? That's your break-even point. When will you start earning a profit on your business idea? What will your total profit be at the end of the year, or your total year's revenue minus expenses? For example, if you earned a total of $20,000 in sales in 1 year for one project and spent $5,000, including your time, then your profit was $15,000. Your ROI was $15,000 divided by 5,000, which equals 3. Multiply that number by 100 to get the percentage. That's a 300% ROI. Pretty darn good. Even a rough estimate of how profitable a business idea will be can help you avoid a major investment mistake. Many entrepreneurs get so excited about their great idea that they rush in and can lose a huge amount of money. By estimating your break-even point and ROI, you can determine whether your business goals and plans are worth the effort and expense you will invest, and whether you should even move ahead with them.
video talks about and explains the importance of knowing your numbers. The investors, bankers, or anyone else will want to know what's in it for them. If they invest in your product, there are industry standards for what should be a good markup and what is a good margin percentage. Now, this may be a lot of information regarding how to consider your business is going to be profitable, but you let us know and we'll sit down and discuss all the numbers with you so you have a full understanding of not only what the video was talking about, but also how your business will be successful. To summarize, I've added 5 steps besides the 4 we've already talked about. We encourage you to do research on your idea before you spend any money. You just might find your idea is already out there in the marketplace. Find out how large the market is. Find a manufacturing company that can produce a prototype. Make sure you have an NDA handy to send to them or have someone to review theirs. Choose a name for your product. Certain patents will require a name that represents what the product does. If it's going to be a design patent, then make sure, again, it's aligned with what the name should be. And finally, you need to find investors. There are ways to do that, and we help you find them. Choose the right one that people can recognize, especially if they do a Google search for services or products that they are looking for. So make sure you choose the correct name. And finally, to represent your product or your design, you have to have the right look. Designing the right logo can be done professionally. There are people that can do a good job and they are inexpensive. Sites such as Fiverr is just one of several that can help you create a logo. On behalf of the Columbus Phoenix City Inventors Association, we hope this information has been helpful to you. As you go through your inventing journey, for any reason, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. And here is our contact information, so we look forward to hearing from you.